So Google Gemini has rolled out some significant updates lately, and in this video, I'm going to cover the advancements in AI image generation, deep research, you can create Google Gems for free, and other features, so be sure to stick around for the entire video. And if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Ryan, and my mission is to help you navigate the overwhelming world of artificial intelligence. And if you want to know my favorite AI tools and prompts that I'm using for marketing and content creation, be sure to get my free AI Marketing Essentials Guide. You can find the link for this in the video description or pinned comment below. So, a few days ago, Google published this blog post about all the recent updates to their Gemini model. And I will leave a link to this and everything else that I mentioned in the video description below. And I'd recommend checking this out for more details on these updates of deep research. You can now create gems for free, talking about connected apps being more powerful, and just some general information about these updates. So, the first update I want to talk about is Google Gemini's advancements in AI image generation. And I'll be completely honest, historically, Google Gemini has always struggled when it comes to AI images. DALL-E 3 inside ChatGPT has always performed better. Flux 1, which is who Grok uses, that's always performed better. Midjourney, Firefly, on and on and on. But now that has changed, and it seems the team at Google DeepMind has really made some significant updates to their AI image generation. And so I'm going to show you several examples here of what you can now do using Gemini to create AI images. So you'll notice I'm on a website called Google AI Studio. This is different than the original Google Gemini website. There are so many different things you can do inside Google AI Studio that you can't do on Gemini's website, and we also get access to more of Google's AI models in here as well. I'll leave a link to this in the video description below. And once you're on here and you're signed in with your Google account to start generating AI images, all you need to do is click Create Prompt on the left-hand side. And you'll see a screen that looks like this. But first, you need to click Model and toggle these different models. We want to make sure we're on Gemini 2.0 Flash Image Generation Experimental. And then after that, the output format should by default be images and text. Don't worry about tokens. Leave the temperature at 1 unless you want to spice things up. You can increase this a little bit. And also, I wouldn't worry about advanced settings either. Now we have these conversation starters, image editing, visual story. You can generate a birthday card with this. Let's start with image editing. So what they did here is they, by default, uploaded an image of croissants. And then they added this prompt, add some chocolate drizzle to the croissants. And so what it did is it took that original image and edited it pretty flawlessly. Now, we can do this inside DALL-E 3, but the edits are always so skewed. I've never had great success editing images inside DALL-E 3. We can even take this a step further and say, now add strawberries on top. And then you can click run, and let's see what this looks like. All right, so a pretty natural edit there. The strawberries look real. Nothing really looks morphed. Another pretty impressive edit there from Google Gemini. You can even take it a step further and say, now add eggs and make this a breakfast, and on and on and on, right? You can keep adding things. You can remove things if you want to remove things. But let's see what this final image looks like. So it added some eggs on the bottom here, kept the strawberries, kept the chocolate drizzle, excuse me, if I could ever talk. But that's the first example. If we go back here and click visual story, this one takes it a step further. Generate a story about a white baby goat going on an adventure in a farm in a 3D cartoon animation style. For each scene, generate an image. So right here, it's generating a little story and adding animated scenes for each one. Very high quality image there, in my opinion. So Barnaby the baby goat, blah, 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 right? And then here's the next image, the next image, the next image, the next one, and so on and so on. Think about this, right? We could use this to generate children's books if you want to go down that path. There are several other ways that we can use this to help us visualize things. And the last starter prompt I want to show you is birthday card. Generate a design for a birthday card with beautiful floral decorations. The text should be large and say happy birthday. Now, one thing that AI image models have always struggled with, especially DALL-E 3, is making sure that the text inside the image is what we instruct it to be. And so right here, let's say we want to edit the text inside this image. I want you to change the text to say happy birthday, Mom. And let's see if it gets it correct this time. So it looks like it got it right for the most part. Now, is this perfect right here? You can view it in more details. No, but it did get that correct. It added mom to the text. So those are some three really quick conversation starters. And now let's do another example. So here I gave Gemini another simple prompt. Generate a realistic image of elephants in Thailand walking through the jungle. Thailand is top of mind. That's my honeymoon later this year. And honestly, not bad. When I look at an image like this, I'll view the full image here, way better than what Gemini was producing only a few months ago. Now, if we compare this to Flux One inside Grok, I've always been so impressed. Look at that image right there from Flux One. Very impressive. I wouldn't say that Gemini is better than Flux One for this exact prompt, but it's getting closer. Now, another example, let's say you want to upload a sketch. You can say add color to this sketch, and then it generated that based on the original sketch. Very impressive. Gemini could not have performed something like this again only a few months ago. You could even say something like, make this sketch realistic. And voila, there's another instance where it made the sketch more realistic. And here's another interesting example. And by the way, I'm not condoning this, but I saw this story in the news the other day. Google Gemini can actually remove watermarks from images. So I tested it myself. I found this random image on the internet with a watermark down here, and I just said, remove this watermark from this image. And you'll see this is what I got. The watermark below is completely gone. But what you will notice is that Google Gemini appears to be adding its own watermark on the bottom left with the Gemini logo. But you could upload that to other watermark removers. We could take a screenshot if you want to do things like that. There's always going to be workarounds to removing watermarks. But basically, I was super surprised to see Google Gemini allowing a use case like this. Now, the next Google Gemini update that's a big deal in my opinion is they added deep research to all free users of Gemini. Originally, this was only available to members of Gemini Advanced, which costs $20 a month, but now anyone can use this. And to access deep research with Gemini, all you need to do is go to gemini.google.com, click the toggle button, and you'll see deep research right here. By default, I think you're on 2.0 Flash. So you'll need to click deep research. And then right here, you can ask it, prompt it with whatever you want, or they just give you some random ideas here that you can click and go off to the races. I couldn't find this inside Google's AI Studio, so if you want to use deep research, you have to use gemini.google.com. And so I ran an example here where I said, as more tech companies create large language models and AI tools, who decides what is considered true and how is the truth checked? This is one of my favorite deep questions when it comes to AI. And so this took about 2 minutes for this research to finalize. And so here's all the information that it came up with. And if I scroll down here, what's really cool about this is they have thoughts. So similar to what we see with OpenAI's deep research, even DeepSeek and Perplexity's deep research, it breaks it down step by step and how it came to this answer. So it has all the different websites that it was researching. What's cool is if I click this, it links off to the individual sources. Same here, on and on and on. So this is a really unique option here. And then what's cool is if I scroll up, there's options where I can export this research to Google Docs if I want. I can copy the contents, paste it in somewhere else, or we can generate an audio overview of this deep research, similar to what we can do in Notebook LM with those sources. So I went ahead and clicked that. Let's see if it's done. Yeah, it is done. So it generated an 8-minute and 29-second audio overview of this deep research. I have an option to download it, similar to what you can do with those audio overviews in Notebook LM, but I'm actually going to play this really quickly and see what this sounds like.
Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. We're diving into a question that I know a lot of you are grappling with right now. And
interesting ways people are thinking about and tackling these issues. And,
So it's the exact same voices that we see from Notebook LM. That'd be cool if you could change these at some point. But regardless, really unique how we can add an audio overview with deep research. OpenAI, you can't add an audio overview. DeepSeek, Perplexity, there's no ability to add an audio overview of that deep research. So I really like that feature. And if you want to do anything research related, why not start using this for free and compare your results with Perplexity and ChatGPT and all the other tools that allow for deep research? Now, one thing that's not clear though is usage. I don't know how many prompts with deep research that we get given we're on a free plan. Because if you pull up ChatGPT, I'm on the plus version, I only have 10 available deep research prompts I can ask until April 17th. So you only get 10 queries a month. I think Perplexity is very limited as well. But regardless, it looks like we probably get more than 10 a month using Google's version of deep research. Just another awesome update from Google Gemini 2.0. Now, another important update from Google Gemini is that gems are now available to all free users, just like deep research. If you've never heard of a Google Gem, this is Google's version of a custom GPT, a Claude project, or a Perplexity space. So if you click Gem Manager, and by the way, I'm on gemini.google.com again. So on the left-hand side, you should see a Gem Manager once you're signed into your Google account. And by default, they have all these gems pre-made by Google. They have a chess champion, a brainstormer. That's actually very useful. A career guide, a coding partner. I think they have some other ones on the left-hand side here as well that you can use. But if you want to create a new gem, simply click Gem Manager, click Add New Gem, and this looks very similar to how we would create a custom GPT, a Chat GPT project, a Claude project, and so on and so forth. You could give it a name, give it instructions, upload knowledge, so PDFs, writing samples, basically anything that you want to use to train this gem. And then you can chat with it on the right-hand side in real time to preview it. So if I go to this one that I created, my Ryan Dozer gem, you can click this options button here. You can pin a gem. I'm going to click edit, and this is what it looks like, right? So I have my name, I have all my instructions, I have some knowledge that I uploaded. When it comes to the actual knowledge size, I'm not sure how many files you can upload with the gem. Let's click this and see what 10 files. So it says add up to 10 files for a gem. Not a lot. I think a custom GPT is about 20 or 30. I think Perplexity Spaces, you can add more. Claude Projects file size is very limited with what you can upload there, but 10 files is not a lot. I'm going to be completely honest. Now, I'll admit I'm not going to be shifting my workflow from custom GPTs, ChatGPT projects, Claude projects over to Google Gems, but this is super useful if you're a power user of Google Gemini and you want to get better outputs inside this platform versus clicking new chat every single time. And just to wrap up this video on Google Gemini updates, unfortunately, I don't have access to VO2 yet. This is Google's AI video model. I know some people do have access to it. I am super excited to test this. I think this is going to be the next big thing when it comes to AI video. It's going to be head and shoulders above Sora, in my opinion. And if you want to look for other Google AI updates, I'd recommend going to labs.google. This is the Google Labs, where they're constantly coming out with new things here. Career Dreamer, that's one I haven't seen before. AI Mode, Daily Listen, Notebook LM. That's how I first heard about Notebook LM. Whisk, that's another one. AI Overviews, Google Learn About, Project Astra, Get AI in Chrome, Code, Magic Editor, etc., etc., etc. The team here at Google Labs and Google's DeepMind and AI team in general are constantly adding new tools, new updates, new features. And so watch out for Google as this AI race heats up even more. I just think with all of the infrastructure they have, all of the data they own, they have the best talent in the world. Google is always going to be a top player when it comes to the AI race. And so those are some of the updates that we've seen recently from Google Gemini. And now I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about the advancements to Google's AI image generation? What do you think about deep research being added to free users? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you've made it this far into the video, I truly appreciate you. If you found value, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.